So to pretty much anyone watching this video, I am probably going to sound absolutely delusional, but I'm going to reach $100,000 a month within the next couple of years. And in this video, I'm going to show you the exact framework on how I plan to do that. Okay, so here's my plan to $100,000 a month. So I know that's a crazy figure, so let's dive into it. So let's start with where I'm at right now. So I already have a one-person business called Wave Index. And if you don't know what Wave Index is, I've discussed it in other videos, but it's essentially a one-person business that I have. And here is the Instagram account. So you can see I'm on about 375,000 followers. So in terms of audience growth, it's gone absolutely crazy in the last couple of years. And the niche I'm in is poster design in Photoshop. So it's an extremely kind of artsy, creative, quite a specific niche to get into. And if you're wondering what I mean when I say a one-person business, because that could mean a million different things, it's very, very simply and very briefly, it's where you have a skill or a passion. So mine was graphic design or Photoshop, and it's a skill that you're either very knowledgeable about or very passionate about. And then you create content teaching people that skill. So you can create YouTube videos, written content, whatever kind of fits your niche. And then you build an audience by teaching people that skill through content. And can see for me on Wave Index, I had some pretty good results. We got some videos with a couple of million views, maybe 6 million views on that one. And the third and final step is to then build an educational product, such as a community or a course, or maybe even one-on-one coaching. And then you essentially sell it to that audience. So that's exactly what I did with Wave Index. I built a course for teaching people how to use Photoshop for beginners. Throughout that whole process, I learned an incredible amount about design, branding, content creation, business, sales, building a sales funnel, marketing, all these different aspects of business that I had no idea about when I first got started. And also everything was built and run by me. So I never had a team. I still don't have any team members. I still don't even have a video editor, although I probably should have hired a video editor looking back. I never ran any paid ads or spent any money on ads or anything like that. It was all just through organic content. And what it allowed me to do was build up what I like to think of as a repeatable content system. And the system that I built with this brand, I genuinely believe could be applied to any niche. So whether it's a creative niche or finance or a business related niche. And I actually managed to scale it to 5 figures a month, which is way, way more than I ever thought was possible. If you want to see kind of an exact breakdown on how I did that, go and watch my, there's 2 videos on this channel about one-person businesses. So go and watch those if you want a bit more information. However, I believe I have hit a ceiling. And this is just me being completely transparent and completely open. I don't think this is a business or a brand that I can scale to, 100 grand a month or even higher. I just don't see it as possible based on what I'm seeing behind the scenes. And primarily, I don't think it's really possible in this niche. Now, you might think that's very defeatist, that you might think that's, giving up too early. But based on what I've seen, based on the metrics that I've seen, I don't think I can scale a business like this within this specific, very kind of artsy, creative niche. I don't think it's going to scale to like 6 figures a month or more. I just do not see it happening. Okay, so that's where I'm at right now on my journey. So let's take a look at what I'm building. So where I want to go next and how I'm going to scale to, 6 figures per month. So I essentially want to use the exact same strategy that I used for Wave Index to build a personal brand. And that personal brand is going to be, my name. So George Alexander. So it's the YouTube channel you're watching right now. And the niche is going to be essentially what I've learned over the last couple of years building up my one-person business. So I can teach other people how to create a one-person business in the exact same way that I did, and also how to build an audience as well. This is something that I believe I've become very knowledgeable about when it comes to how to connect to an audience, how to get big numbers when it comes to particularly short form content, but also YouTube as well. And the way I see it is, I think this gives me a really, really strong USP. So if you don't know what a USP is, it's essentially it's a business term, so it's used in the entirety of business, not just in content creation and things like that. And it stands for unique selling point. So it essentially means what can you offer to the market, or what can you offer within your niche that other people either aren't doing or they're not able to do. So what's kind of your unique positioning in your niche? And another way to think about it is, what is your unfair advantage? I love this kind of mindset. I love this way of thinking about it, because what are the things that you can leverage in your life, whether it's something about the your personality or the way you look or where you live, or what can you leverage in your life that's going to make you stand out when it comes to creating content that other people aren't able to do? So what are your unfair advantages? And I believe for me, my unfair advantage over the most of the creators in this niche is that I have literally done all of this myself. So I have built a one-person business completely from scratch in a niche that just happens to be something I was very interested in myself, so a personal hobby, graphic design and Photoshop. Whereas if you think about the niche of building a business or building an educational product, 95% of the people in that niche, they're just regurgitating information. They haven't actually done it themselves. They're not basing any of their teachings on their own experiences and their own insights. Whereas I think that puts me in a really unique position because I can literally say, I have done all of this myself. I built one of these businesses from scratch. Here's the proof. Here's the Instagram account. Here's how much I've made. Like, I can show it all. I don't have to kind of pretend that I know what I'm talking about because I've actually done it step by step from scratch. So that's why I'm really excited about this business, is because I believe I can actually help people instead of just kind of coming across as a bit of a guru. So the content style that I want to go for is I'm going to go all in on YouTube. So I have a lot of experience with short form content and Instagram and TikTok. And what I've noticed, and this might seem quite obvious, but a view on YouTube is so much more valuable than a view on Instagram or TikTok. For example, if you get 10,000 views on YouTube, that is going to make you way more money than 10,000 views on a TikTok. Like, it's so much more money that you make per view when you connect with someone through a long form video than say when they watch a TikTok. And that's relatively obvious. If you're watching a long form video, you can build trust with someone, you can build up authenticity, you can prove that you know what you're talking about in a long form video, where you can't really do that in, a reel or a TikTok. And my mission with this brand is to become the most valuable, most consistent YouTube channel in this niche. So let's move on and look at the actual engine itself then. So how am I actually going to get to $100,000 a month? And again, I know you're probably watching this and thinking I'm completely delusional. This is completely ridiculous. That's so much money. I don't care. I believe I can do it. So how I'm going to set this up is I'm going to build an audience on YouTube. So I'm going to talk about how I built a business, share my insights, and create long form videos, and just try to give as much value as humanly possible in my videos on YouTube. And then eventually that will allow me to build an audience. And then what I'll do is I'll set up an email list. So I'll send out even more value through a weekly newsletter or maybe even a monthly newsletter. And then I will direct the traffic towards a school community or some sort of lower ticket community, maybe $50 or $100. And then eventually I'll start one-to-one high-ticket products as well. So I don't want to start off with one-to-one high-ticket products because I want to build up experience with teaching itself. Like, I want to really have a very intimate understanding of the pain points and the struggles within this niche and not just what I experienced on my own journey. And you might be thinking, okay, so how are you going to get to 100,000 with just a low ticket school community? Well, I want to show you an example of someone who has done just that. And now this guy isn't in my specific niche. So he's called Nick Sarayev. I'm probably butchering that, but he's in a different niche. So he's in the niche of AI automation. And you can see that he doesn't have a crazy amount of followers or subscribers. He's got 85,000 subscribers, which is amazing, but it's not like millions. It's not like an Ali Abdaal or anyone like that. And the reason why I'm so inspired by this guy's channel is because I actually found this literally a couple days ago, and I was just blown away by the consistency and the output that this guy has. So this is his YouTube channel, and you can see he posts every single day. So 21 hours, 1 day, 3 days, that's still every day because this one is 24 hours, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days. So he posts every single day, and look at the lengths of some of these videos. 6 hours. This one is an hour and a half, 50 minutes. So he's posting these long form videos every single day. And if you've ever tried to be consistent with YouTube, especially longer videos, you'll know how impressive this is. And the reason why I'm using him as an example is because he's using the exact same business model and he's using it so effectively. So he's driving traffic from this YouTube channel to his school community. And it's relatively low ticket, so it's $144 a month. And he's got 2.3 thousand members in there. And if you do the maths, that is over 300 grand every single month. So if you then break this down, if you sell a low ticket community, let's say for $100, now if you get 100 people into that community, you're already on 10K a month. Now, most people, the goal is to get to 10K a month. I remember when I had my first 10K a month, I was like over the moon. It was like the best feeling in the world. For some reason, it's become like a really big benchmark for online business. And there's a reason for that. It is, for most people, that's like life-changing money. Like it's absolutely amazing to make that kind of money if you're, you know, kind of working a 9-to-5 minimum wage type of job. But all you need to do to get to 100K a month is you need 1,000 people in a school community. And to a lot of you watching, that might seem like quite a big figure. But like I said, like if you have really consistent content and you're giving endless amounts of value for free, then people are gonna wanna sign up for a community like that, as you can see from this example. So yeah, that's the outline of the kind of the engine or the system that I wanna use to scale to $100,000 a month. And the final thing I want to look at is the actual timeline. So how long is this going to take me? So my plan is for the first 6 to 9 months, I want to go unbelievably hard on YouTube. Like I want to put out as much value as possible. And my main goal with these videos that you're going to watch on this channel is I want to provide so much value that the people watching the videos, hopefully you in the future, they cannot believe that the videos are free. Like I want them to get to the end of a video and think, damn, I should have paid for that. That should have been in a paid course. That's like my main goal. At the moment, let's have a look at where we are right now. So this is my channel as of yesterday. The reason I'm including this is mainly just for me as a reference, just to look back on. So at the moment we are on 6 subscribers. The last video I posted got a total of 5 views. And if we look at the analytics, in the last 48 hours, I have received 1 view on the channel. So absolutely killing it at the moment. But yeah, so obviously we're in the very early phases of the channel. The results aren't there yet whatsoever, but I'm hoping in the next 6 to 9 months, if I post really consistently and build up trust with my audience, then that will start to grow. And then in the second phase of the journey, so in the 9 to 18th month phase, I want to launch and scale the community, so the school community. And the mission is to create the fastest, most affordable, and most effective way for people to make their first $1,000 with this exact one-person business model. And also, if you are watching this video in the future, and if I failed, if I gave up on posting videos, if I'm on 9 subscribers when you're watching this in a year's time, please feel free to roast me. Like there's a reason I'm posting this video. I know nobody's gonna watch this, but the main reason I'm posting it is kind of accountability, and also so I can look back on this video in a year's time and either laugh at myself for being so delusional or feel a little bit, maybe be a bit proud of my mindset even when I was not seeing any results yet. So yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure. If you want to see how this journey goes, if you want to follow along, feel free to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.